Hiya, it's Jackie from Parent Plus again. Tonight's talk is going to be the second part on ages and stages. But before I start, I just wanted to say Wales are playing football tonight. So if you hear any strange noises coming from another room, it's my husband because he's Welsh, hence the name Jones. I don't think he'll come running through with his t-shirt over his head, so you don't need to be, on guard for that. But you might hear some funny whooping and roaring or crying, maybe, from the other room. It's 1-1 at the moment, just in case you're interested. Didn't want to do a spoiler alert there, but hey-ho. So, thanks for joining. If you're here, comment on the bottom and just say hello so I know who's here and I can say hello to you. There is a bit of a delay on this, so it might be a couple of minutes before I do acknowledge you, but keep posting, keep commenting, because it's really nice. The other thing I wanted to say was feel free to share any of these videos. We record them in the group now. No, we record them on the page as opposed to the group because the page is public, so you can share from that page. If you try to share it from the group, you won't be able to do because it's set to private, which is why we invite you to join it. But all the videos are on the page and the group, so if you just go over... hi Sari. If you go over to the page, then you'll be able to share anything, and feel free, like and share away, because the more the merrier. The more people we get to know that we're here, the better it is, hopefully for them, but definitely for us, to offer support. So I covered on the last one the first two stages, which was birth to 6 months and 6 months to 18 months. So tonight I'm only going to do a quick 10 minutes, so I won't bore you to death. But I'm going to be looking at 18 months to 3 years and 3 to 6 years. I kind of love these two. Well, I love them all really, but I like these two. So first of all, if we look at the 18 months to 3 years, which is the third stage, it's all about thinking. So they're starting to get used to saying the word no, saying the word mine, maybe, I won't, having paddies, things like that. So that they're starting to get a sense of who they are in the world. It's the time where they're probably starting to go to playgroup and nursery. And because they're starting to know and to just get used to separating themselves from other people, it's kind of when they're starting to separate from you as well. So if you can imagine, I don't know how long it is, or if you've even got a child at this age, but it's kind of when they go away from you and they're constantly looking over the shoulder just to make sure that you're there. They might come back, just for a hug, just for some reassurance that you're still going to be there for them, and then they go off again. So they're starting to explore. They're starting to get to know that they have an impact on the world around them. They might not like other people's views being forced on them, and that's where the no and I won't come from. If you're trying to get them to sit and eat the dinner and they don't want to do it, no, I'm not doing it, and they'll throw the food away. So they're starting to get to know that there's a cause and effect to their behaviour. So it is a really nice age, but it also can be a bit of a difficult one. I think the other thing I wanted to mention with all of these ages and stages is don't be shocked or surprised if it hooks something in you. Because when our children are going through ages and stages, it's highly likely that we kind of synchronise with them, and we'll be recycling possibly the same age for ourselves. I don't know if you've ever had the situation, but I certainly have with my children, where I end up toing and froing with them, a bit like two kids in a playground. I don't know, put your coat on. No, I told you to put your coat on. Put your coat on now. I don't want to put my coat on. Well, I want you to put your coat on. And you kind of get into this bit of a banter before you stop and think, hang on a minute, what am I doing here? I'm sounding as bad as them. And it's probably because you're going through a similar phase yourself. So at certain phases, especially the 3 to 6, the 3 to 6 and the 6 to 12, those are the ones where it's more likely to hook us. When they're going through the teenage ones and they're recycling really quick, That's what we do anyway. We recycle all the time. So just be mindful of if it's actually hooking something for you. So the next one, the fourth stage, is identity and power, which again is a lovely age. This is the age where they're kind of at the end of nursery and they're starting to move to go into primary school. They're starting to get to know their own identity, their own gender. Are they boy? Are they girl? What they might at this particular age start saying what they want to wear when they're going to nursery, or you know, they might not like wearing the dress that you've got them to go to school. They might be more particular about the style of clothes. The social relationships, they get really close really quickly in reception class and probably in nursery. So they're starting to get to know again their identity, which is a lovely age, and I think it's probably one of the main reasons why in primary school, especially in reception class and maybe year one, they do lots and lots of role play. They got the mummies and daddies corner or the house corner and everything, so that they can start to explore who they are, playing different roles, playing mummy, playing daddy, playing auntie, shopkeeper, library assistant, whoever. Again, they're starting to get to know who it is that they are, what's different about them, what makes them unique, as you know, compared to the friend. They might again start to compare and contrast. They might start to mimic the friends. If the friends wear glasses, you might find that they want to wear glasses. So again, it's that connection with other people and learning what's the same and what's different about them. And in order to do this, they start to set up situations. They start to separate between fantasy and reality. They might come home and tell you something wild and wonderful has happened in school, and you think, oh, that's unusual, you know, what's that all about? And it's not actually true. They've made up a story. Between the ages of 3 and 6 is usually when children start to maybe, I wouldn't say become compulsive liars, but they find it more easy to tell lies, and they're adamant that it's true. They're adamant that it's happened, even though that you know the possibility of it is not very good. So they're starting to separate the fantasy from reality, but are still getting quite confused and mixed up with things. So they might actually believe that something's happened, dreams become quite real to them, those sort of things. They also learn to decide at this age that it's okay to have their own view of the world, to be who they want to be, and they start to test the power. This stage is about identity and power. So again, they're kind of learning who they are and the power that they can, you know, put onto people. If they don't want to do something, they're testing the boundaries and seeing how much they can disagree with somebody. And if they disagree, what sort of response or reaction are they going to get? So they're starting to learn their place in the world, if you will, that they have a say. Often they think they have more say than what they actually do say, because you still are the grown-up. But again, it might be a stage where you actually get hooked into their arguments, pushing the boundaries. That part of identity and power is them sort of claiming a stake in the family. Whereabouts in the family are they, and how their behaviour impacts on that family. And if it's positive, it's a really good phase. If they kind of connect that with negative behaviour, that can be quite a struggle for you, especially if they're using negative behaviour in order to get the results that they want. So again, it's a really good time to be looking at rewarding all the positive stuff. Again, I know we've spoken about it before, about the specific praise. Not necessarily focusing on the negative, really keep it on the positive and reward them and praise them for the behaviour that they're giving that you want more of. Because this is a time where you want them to be individual, you want them to start to notice who they are and to realise that they are unique. There's only one of those. Lots of praise for being as opposed to achieving, and again being quite specific in that praise, so that hopefully you're going to get more of the behaviour that you want and less of the conflict. So that's just a quick snippet. I did say after the first one that I was going to post in the files something about your age, possibly, where you're recycling and going through these. It's took me today to type that up. So once I finish this, the video will be on, and I'll also put that in the files, so you can have a quick look. It's quite interesting about the age of us when we're recycling or in certain phases, and also if we're going through something, we can also go back to that certain stage. I was talking about new jobs. If you start a new relationship, if you move house, if you move location, if you move jobs, any sort of changes, if there's a death, a birth or a marriage. Yes, Sari, I have been busy. I've been very good. Thank you for noticing. So yeah, I'm going to put that in the file as well, so you can maybe link it into some of your behaviour, and look at it in a positive way as to why maybe that is now. That it is a stage, and again, just be mindful that they are stages and we do pass through them. It's not an A to B, it's a spiral, so we're constantly going over the old stuff, reinforcing it, replaying a lot of it, and hopefully learning a bit more about ourselves while we're doing it. Feel free to comment. You can comment, once this is finished and it's not live anymore, and we will get back to you and do it. I'm hoping to do the final one on this and maybe answer some of the questions if we've got any, probably on Monday night, be 8 or 9 o'clock. So have a good weekend. I am, because my son's just gone away on scout camp for 2 nights, so it's just me and the old hubby and 3 dogs here. Sari's just put, and we can always go back if not fully processed in the first place. Yes, we can. I did speak about that in the first one, about I think this particular idea or methodology, which again is Pam Levin, always gave me hope as a foster carer, that we can go back, we can replay things, and hopefully we come out with a different outcome and a more positive outcome for us. So post away, share away, ask away, and I'll see you on Monday. Thanks for listening. Bye.